5. Mamelang. If you don't like my content, I don't wanna learn because let's di debrief ke sna taba. Le re ke jwa. Exactly. Hi guys, welcome back. If you are new here today and you came from a very weird channel and you think you are about to get some, like, I don't know what it is, please unsubscribe. Please unsubscribe because uqala uqwala ibhavne for abantu abazozwana nami, and the thing is abantu abazwana nami bangi-understand. So when mangi-understand ngicela wena uvele uphume nge-back door, ungasiraseli, ungashiya comments, ungangitshela unsubscribe ngakhona angina ndaba. Siyabonga bakithi. Danke. Anyway guys, if you are new here today, welcome back to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back because the tea is hotter than it's ever been. The kettle is going pew 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 pew. Correct guys, akishabu. Like I'm literally filming at midnight. I am filming at midnight because indaba zami gcwele ibhavu. Yang understand ukuthi exactly. You know what? Let me leave this disclaimer for anybody who's probably here thinking, I don't like her, but I'm trying to, you know, guys, how will I love you? How will I love coming A1? You are not obliged to own like la sang like how na botata, grand shabu, ho shabu, homanate homanjojo. Understand? And if you do like me, that's also a great thing. Dumelang bagaitsu, welcome to my channel. But if you don't, and you know what? I think I spent this whole time trying to, you know, kind of whiz my way through it. But then I actually remembered that it's my channel, guys. Mamalang. Guys, I couldn't even put on eyelashes because, to be really honest with you, one, I don't know where my eyelashes were. Two, I'm actually suffering from bronchitis. Those who have been following me for a long time now, you guys know I suffer from bronchitis, and a lot of things that happen, well, one of the frequent things that happens when I have bronchitis is that it affects obviously my throat, and my voice can be a very croaky, especially when I whisper. So it can be like this, but then if I actually belt, that's when you actually hear my voice, right? But anyway, I decided I was gonna film the story time because it is happening in real time, guys. I am not kidding, I'm not faking, I'm not lying. It is happening in real time. The story time, like the storyline is not clickbait. I swear to God, somebody opened up a space, like a WhatsApp group, and called us clowns. I'm sick. This is a story time for all my faves because I haven't done a story time in so long. I actually owe you guys about 4 story times. I'm 4 story times behind, but obviously because you guys know everything that I've been experiencing, I was going through quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be off, but your girl is back and she's better. Guys, I'm actually in shock, okay? I swear, mother's grave, God, that these story times literally fall on my lap. I swear this time I wasn't involved. There is a man involved, but it wasn't a man I was involved in, so you understand that this wasn't me. This was the circumstance. So for those who are new today and haven't watched my previous story times, which I think this one is kind of like a play on my very popular one where the police were involved and stuff like that. It's kind of like a continuation. It's the weirdest thing, but I have to tell the story from the beginning so everyone can kind of get context. So I'm sorry if any of you guys feel like, oh my god, you started from the beginning. No guys, I must tell the story so you can understand the predicament I'm in right now, according to real time right now. Understand? I'm still trying to process what's going on, but anyway, let me start at the beginning. There was one ex I was seeing, and a lot of you guys know him on my channel as Kenneth. Hey guys, oh my god. Okay, Kenneth is sharp, guys. No, Kenneth is not a good person. But there was a guy on my channel called Kenneth, and if any of you have watched that story time with Kenneth, I think there was more than one. So there was two. There was one where obviously I met him and the police got involved, and then there was another one, but I just don't remember what title I gave to that video. But if any of you are like solid Fave Gang subscribers, you guys will know what video I'm talking about. And if you guys know, obviously plug the other Fave Gang, make them watch the 2 story times first so that they can kind of do a catch up to this point of the story time, right? Okay, right. So to the new subbies who actually have no idea who I am, my name is Naledi. I'm from the East Rand, Cospreji, you know, girl, ripping the East Rand. And essentially, there was a guy that I was seeing, and he gave me hell on earth. Not as bad as Drake. I don't think there was any ex as bad as Drake in terms of hell on earth, but he was a pretty close second. And after the story time, I'm sure he's trying to gun for the trophy. Little backstory on Kenneth. Him and I dated in 2019. It was super brief. It was like, okay, brief is maybe an exaggeration, but like it was 6 months. Like, okay, I wouldn't say complete 6 months. So say 6 months that was kind of touch and go, right? So maybe 5 months, 5 days, maybe 5 months, 12 days. If only 5 months, it was because from the time that I knew him up until the time where I cut him off was 6 months of dating, but we didn't actually date from the moment that I knew him. So technically 4 months plus. I'm being dead ass. 4 months plus. So this guy obviously gave me lots of stress, and I didn't know him, right? Everything I knew about him then was what I knew about him up until 24 hours ago. So on one fateful day of the week, I wake up, it's like a normal day, you know, I'm just contacting my friends, and it's like on WhatsApp, guys, it's on WhatsApp. So I go through my WhatsApp as per usual, because a lot of the time I have one phone number. I have one universal number, but I think obviously that has to change because a lot of people contact me for both personal and work stuff on my phone number. But that's because I wouldn't be able to maintain having 2 phone numbers. So if I were to have 2 phone numbers, I would need to get someone who actually runs and maintains the other phone number. Obviously I have the other person. I have Naledi, who is my bestie and a tessie. Like, honestly, if they want to know the worst parts of me, go to Naledi, because she knows the worst parts of me. You understand what I'm saying? So I have one universal number, and I wake up one morning, guys, it's a faithful word. Like, just imagine, you see, guys, my voice is gone, but like, imagine that day where like there's birds chirping. It's just a good day. Like, it's not the greatest, like, it doesn't feel like a bad life, it's just a bad day, you know. Mara, it's recent, it's like a day ago. It's like a day ago. So I wake up, okay, cool, everything is fine. And then I noticed that I was added on a WhatsApp group. Now, you see, this is the thing that I dislike about WhatsApp groups, is how people just randomly add you. Sometimes WhatsApp has done this new thing where people can invite you, and after like a 30-minute kind of leeway, you can decline. But then if someone does a group and adds you, you're automatically added to that group, right? So when I checked on my phone, I swear to God, I'm dropping screenshots because ain't no way, boy. When I checked on my phone, I was added to this group. And now the name of the group was clown emojis. 2 clown emojis. Two clown emojis. There. Naledi, I told myself I would tell the story without being shocked and laughing from the shock. Cool. So there are 2 clown emojis. Okay? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm clearly a clown. I'm in a group of clowns. We are all Ronald McDonald. Let me actually see what's going on. And it's early in the morning, guys. I think I was added at around, no, I still have the group, so I can check the time that I was added. And that's the great part about this, is that I leave nothing to chance. I keep the receipts. I keep everything because we live in a world where we live in a time actually where you need to keep receipts, because if you don't, people will easily throw you under the bus if they have to, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh damn it doesn't show the time, but I know it was a Wednesday morning. Yeah, because you can see my response at 9:45, right? So I think I was added at around 9:30 in the morning to this group called Clowns. Were added, and then obviously automatically when I'm added, I click on top and I see who's in the group. It's me and who? Because I check, guys, it's me and 8 women. So there's 9 of us in the group. This is now inclusive of the person who created the group. Now, when I check who created the group, it's Kenneth with Kenneth's phone. So Kenneth created a group. I Kenneth for now, as we know. Kenneth creates a group. It's written Clowns. It's clown, and then I check the list of people in the group. Now, because obviously I dated Kenneth, and in that period of time, when I remember correctly, some of the issues he gave me when it involves other women, I can remember their names because I don't forget anything, dog. I don't forget anything. So I go through the list of people in the group. Okay, I see myself. I see, I think, 2 women I don't recognize. And then I see 3 women I recognize. And for story's sake, because these women are going to play a very pivotal point in the story, one of the women was the woman in the first story time with Kenneth. You understand? One of the women in that group, and for this story, I'm going to call her Penny, because I think I called her Penny in the last story time. But one of the women in this group is Penny. And Penny is the last person that I was not involved in an altercation with, but like basically her and I set up Kenneth to basically catch him at my house. You know what I'm saying? So now okay, fine. So I go through this list of people and I recognize Penny. And for story's sake, we'll call her Penny. I recognize Penny in the list of women. And now I'm looking deeper into it because I'm like, wait, why am I in a group with Penny where it's written Clowns? So now I check the other women's names, because obviously when you haven't saved someone's number, it writes their name on the bottom right corner. So now I check everybody in the group and I'm like, no, wait a minute. If Kenneth created this group and one of the girls, not Penny, is another girl that he told me he used to date, is in this group, because I've never spoken to her, I've never interacted with her. So for story's sake, I'll call her, we need a name that we're not gonna remember. I think we'll call her Betty. Oh man, my grandmother's name's getting butchered all up in here. Let's call her Betty. So Betty is an ex that Kenneth had mentioned to me when we were dating, right? Not even when we were dating, I wouldn't call it dating, when we were vibing, because we actually never dated, and I'm not claiming him anymore after this series of events. So I see Penny, I see Betty, and on the top of Penny, I see some girl that I remember called him at some point in our relationship. But obviously now I'm overthinking the situation. So I'm thinking it has to be her, because he created this group. And there's Penny, there's Betty, and now there's this girl who plays a pivotal point. So I need to call her name, I'm gonna remember. Karuchi. I don't know why, I'm just gonna call her Karuchi, like Karuchi Chan. Am I saying Karuchi correctly? It's Karuchi, right? It is Karuchi. Right. So I see Penny, I see Betty, I see Karuchi. Now, Penny and I, we're good. You need to understand, we're good. We have each other's phone numbers. We're cool. We bros, like Reshapo. You understand? We follow each other on social media. Reshapo, guys. Reshapo. So I'm like, okay, this is very strange. So immediately I go into the group and I drop like what do you call that thing? Skeleton emojis. Because you guys know me, because I was like wondering, like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? Can somebody tell me what the hell is going on? So I drop 2 like skeleton emojis in the group, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? You know? And then right after I drop those skeleton emojis, I call Penny, and I'm like, Penny, can you tell me why Kenneth has added us in a WhatsApp group? Because as far as I know, Penny was no longer with Kenneth. I was no longer with Kenneth, but I could have been wrong. But it's not a thing of if she was with him, I would have an issue, right? Because obviously I'm not with Kenneth. Y'all knows I was messing around. Who I was messing around and just came overseas. Like, you know, I'm living my life comfortably. So then as I'm waiting for Penny, as I'm waiting for Penny to respond, Kenneth, or the person, the holder of Kenneth's phone at that moment, drops a video. So I get in because I want to save the video before she deletes it from everybody to see. Because now I can obviously tell that this is a woman. This is a woman who added 8 other women on a group, and she called us clowns, obviously judging by the emojis, because she obviously had something she felt she needed to say to all of us. And for this story, I'm gonna call this woman Ghost Lady. Yes, I know, I'm gonna call her Ghost Lady, because she really was a ghost lady. She came, she dropped her files, and she left. Until this day, right now, telling the story, I have no idea who Ghost Lady is. And I can tell what he's saying. And yeah, go to the file, so you're going to disappear like a thief in the night. Right. So she drops a video. And in this video, it's a video of her holding Kenneth's phone, going through it.
What is going on here?
She's going through it, guys. She clicks on a message from some random girl. Oh my god. The things I saw, like, I still have the video, but I obviously can't drop it, obviously, because, you know, I would love to. I'll probably drop a screenshot. I'll drop a screenshot somewhere right here. But she sends us a video. She drops it. In the video, she's basically showing us everything Kenneth has been up to. Now, bear in mind, I don't talk to Kenneth frequently. Like, we have definitely been cool, you know, like, Kenneth will obviously always try his luck. But to be really, really honest, like, Kenneth and I, we're cool, we're good, we boys. So like my kids, why am I in this group? Did she not read the messages? Or maybe now fella just because jangas woman. So I look at this video, and in this video, she's going through his phone, and like I can see her nails are red. Ne? I think obviously everyone in that group saw what was going on. She drops the video, she goes through it, and she drops 2 videos actually. The first video she's dropping, I know, like, she's showing us, oh no, he's seeing this girl was crying about, you know, funny things. Omunye was crying about a pregnancy. Like, guys, it's to a point where, like, my jaw is on the floor. Like, it's on the floor. Gravity on the floor. Right down here, go tell sing in the belly of winter. She drops screenshots of what Kenneth has been up to. Now, don't get me wrong, Kenneth, I don't think I've got anything incriminating, because she also dropped me somewhere. But luckily enough, mine wasn't too bad for it to be on some, you know, you shady ass bitch. But she drops the first video, and the first video is so damaging, because the first video is showcasing something very, very hectic, and it's like an invasion of someone's privacy, in my opinion. To be really honest with you, it was like an invasion, like things that honestly I didn't even need to know. And like, I think of that girl who's been exposed, because I don't know if that girl was on the group, but things that were exposed to a point where I'm just like, what? you know. She drops the first video. No. It wasn't good. What I'm gonna say is, the things that she was showing us are things that honestly you could hide from your friends. As a girl who is seeing a nigga, you know, you would hide from your friends. And I'm not kidding, because the 7 other women who probably watch this video know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then the thing for me, it's just that I just don't understand why Ghost Lady would drop that video and then leave the group. And you know, so she drops the first part of the video where she's like going through the screenshots. She goes through his iMessage, drops. You can see this one girl is crying, mates, like the kind of crying way like, this is me when I'm trying to leave a nigga, but secretly I want him to chase me, but secretly I'm leaving him because I know he's toxic, but I'm just hoping he chases me because deep down I'm writing paragraphs and he's responding with like a 2-word answer. So what do you mean? Okay. And like she's dropping bars. After going on iMessage, she goes on WhatsApp. WhatsApp because I'm just guys, I know you're better. And then the thing is, I didn't even notice that she actually recorded me on that video until I watched the second video hours later. Because I was like, why am I in this group? Because I ain't even in this video. I ain't even in any of this video. Can't say I am. I can't. And I can't. Yo. I'm like, I ain't chat. No, guys. She drops the first video. And now we all just like, she drops the first video. And then one of the girls in the group, and I love this girl, like, I just want to say, if you watching this video right now, you're my queen. You are my queen, okay? This girl comments and says, because I did the skeleton emojis and then she dropped the video. And then right after she dropped it, now I'm contacting Betty. Penny. I'm contacting Penny. Penny's contacting me. We're both like, what's happening? I'm like, are you still seeing Kenneth? She's like, no. She's like, are you still seeing Kenneth? I'm like, no. So I'm like, why are we on this group? You know? So now we have to like do a little kind of deep review. What's going on? As now we're busy figuring that out, one of the girls in the group goes, hi bo, mama wom can't. Ain't no way. So I don't know if she was expecting it to be a Hunger Games, ne? I think she was expecting us to start fighting each other. But then the girl goes, hi bo, my mom can't. And then obviously me being me, because I can't take anything seriously. Even if they told me I had 30 days to live, I'd probably laugh my way through the last 10 days. But I started laughing because I'm just like, one, I don't know why I'm here. I haven't seen the second phase of this video. She drops another video. And in that video, Naledi was ashamed. How can Naledi official Naledi? Understand? Like if you have my number, you know my WhatsApp profile picture. Like you know, it's that's very incriminating for me. But but I can't in an incriminating manner. Understand? Like it's general chats, it's general bans. No, it's not bans, but it's not like understand. So she not me covering my face. Oh my god. So now everyone is now probably reading everything in the group. She drops the second phase of the video, and now in the second phase, quite a few of the ladies in the group are in that video, and I think now she's just even I was archived. I was archived, guys. Guys, archived is actually a safe but not a safe place. Like, what is the point of archive being archived if anyone can just access the archive messages? Who created WhatsApp? I just need to have a conversation with that person. Now, I am a fan. I am a big advocate for archive. Like, if I don't talk to you, I'm gonna archive you. You understand? So I was archived, already saving me from the trauma that was happening. But now she was going through people's messages. She was really invading people's privacy, ghost lady. And she drops these 2 videos. And now we're all just very confused because I think a lot of the ladies in that group weren't obviously serious like partners to Kenneth. And I wasn't even a partner to Kenneth. Yes, I am fucking clearing myself of them allegations, okay? I ain't clearing no damn allegations, but I'm gonna clear myself for this one. You better bet your bottom dollar that I'm clearing myself of this allegation. Okay, fine. She drops the 2 videos, she leaves the group. So she leaves the group and I obviously stay because and then because now I'm trying to figure out who everyone else in the group is. There are 3 women that I recognize their names, but the other women I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what like their story was, whatever. So now we're all just sitting in the group. I'm trying to call Kenneth. He's not picking up his phone. Cool. I'm calling Penny. I'm calling Penny. Ne? Let me not leave out this particular part of the story. Right after she leaves the group, Penny. Was it Penny? Who did I call Penny? No, man. Penny. Betty is the other one who's irrelevant. No. Penny was Kenneth's ex-girlfriend to my knowledge. She didn't say anything, right? So now I need 2 new names. So Betty. No, did I need Penny? No, Penny, man. Penny is from the previous story times. Penny's Penny. Betty is the one who shall be named but not be named because I recognized her as his ex-girlfriend, but she didn't say anything, whatever the case may be. And then there were 2 other women that I obviously started talking to. Well, they started talking to me. They reached out to me and I obviously answered because when you come for me, I will answer. Because I'm inside. And like I'm one person who actually they understand. Penny and I are talking on the side. We're calling each other. We're just like, what are we doing here? And she's like, dude, I also don't know what business we have here. I also don't understand what's going on. And while Penny and I are talking, there's one other girl in the group. And for story's sake, I'm gonna call her... Let me call her Mama Omkandlu. Because to be really honest, looking back, she probably is Mama Omkandlu of this actual setup. Mama Omkandlu calls me, WhatsApp calls me. So now because I haven't saved her number on my phone, I don't know who she is. I don't answer at that time. Not because I wouldn't have answered, but I was just busy. Cool, sharp. Then I tell Penny, no, I'll talk to her later, whatever. At some point, I think I leave the group because I'm just like, you know what, too much entertainer nonsense, but I have to leave because now, one, strangers now have access to my number. Not to say that they would have done anything weird with my number. I don't think they would have. They all seem like very genuine hands. Well, at least the ladies that I interacted with at that point. But it was just kind of weird to be in a WhatsApp group with people I don't know, and now understand? And we didn't even create the chila, man. Understand? So fine, now I'm trying to get a hold of Kenneth. Kenneth's not picking up his phone. Kenneth is busy going online, but he's not picking up his phone. Cool, sharp. Then, Mama Omkandlu WhatsApps me. No, she calls me initially, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pick up this call because I don't know who this is. And then she calls me again. So I pick it up because I'm like, it might be the lady who was on the group. le tla ntshwara ka tso wa itse ke go bothata baka bopelo baka bo batla drama because na a ke late drama e go wa bana mo eleng teng a ke late e latanna. So she WhatsApp calls me, I pick it up and I'm like hello, and she's like hi, sorry, I just want to find out who I'm speaking to. I'm like, no, my name is Naledi. You know, it's like, were you on that group? And I'm like, yeah. And then I think she actually WhatsApped me first and then said, hi, can I call you? I was like, yes. And then she called me after the first time, was trying to call me the first time. And then after that, she obviously explains, it's okay, no, my name is Mama Omkandlu. And she's not Ghost Lady, guys. She was one of the women that was on the WhatsApp group. So she's not the woman who took Kenneth's phone and put us all in that group. So I'm calling her Mama Omkandlu because her story is very, very prevalent in the story time. So she calls me and she's like, hey, can you talk? And I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? Sharp. And she's like, no, my name is Mama Omkandlu and I just wanted to find out how you know Kenneth. And I'm like, yo, dude, okay, real story. I dated Kenneth in this year, but after that we were really cool, like civil, nothing's ever happened. I also don't know how I ended up on this group, what, because I really don't know how I ended up on this group. Honestly, if I ended up on this group for I wouldn't do the story time because understand? So she starts like, she wiles, dude. She's like, I'm so pissed. Because she was, no, actually, let me actually tell you the truth. Before Umama Omkandlu called me, another girl called me. And her and I, we actually got along because I think we remembered each other. Somewhere, somehow, we recognized each other from that point when I was dating Kenneth. And Kenneth had told her about me and told me about her. But she didn't really tell me much about her. You know? So for story's sake, I'm going to call her Tsibinki, because Nalena ki Tsibinki ki Tsibahal. Ki Tsibinki li Tsibahal. Understand? Oh, Tsibinki u Tsibaholo le o wa Tsibahal. Understand? So at first, Tsibinki texts me before Mama Omkandlu texted me, but before she called me, Tsibinki called me. And when Tsibinki calls me, she texts me, she's like, hey, can I video call you? And I'm like, no, I don't know. She said, can I video call you? She said, can I call you? And then she video called me. And then she was like, I bought Naledi M. And I'm like, yo. And now we're laughing because I'm like, no, dude. Tsibinki, I think I remember you from the time that I dated Kenneth. There was a point where you called him and we were in the car and he didn't answer your call and he made some really sob story, but I remember your name. I remember because you called him once and it didn't occur again, but I never forgot because we had a big fight about Tsibinki, about why he didn't answer Tsibinki's call if Tsibinki is a friend. Right? And it happened that one time and it never happened again. But when Tsibinki called me, I swear to God, everything came full circle. So she calls me, we video call each other, now we're just introducing each other. She's like, dude, me, I watch your content. I'm like, that's my girl. As he. So now we laughing and now she's a nice girl. Tsibinki is a nice girl and I love her so much. So now we laughing and she's like, dude. And I'm like, dude. I tell her and I'm like, dude, how I picked up that it might be you is because you called him once. And he told me go in and I'm like, ain't no way, boy, ain't no way. Now Tsibinki, now we start laughing because now it's pretty evident that Tsibinki was also like it's like we've all kind of friend zoned him in a way. You know, we've all kind of friends on, like we just talked to him casually, but obviously there'll be that element of where, you know, when a nigga always tries his luck. So this girl, Ghost Lady, was seeing everything. And Das was like, group. I'm sure type of baby, go search. I wanna every girl I saying baby, I'll get you group. Understand? Because if she had went through all our conversations, she would have realized that in actual fact, nah. If she had went far up my conversations, she would have realized, nah. But she didn't. And now she had went up Tsibinki's conversation, she would have realized that, nah. But she, no, actually, So Tsibinki tells me, I dude, this person, this is what was going on in this year. And I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense because I remember your name popping up. We had a big fight, but then he convinced me you're a friend. Which, Kenneth, stop that shit. Thank you. Sus. Now we're talking, now we're sharing, now we're exchanging stories, we're exchanging receipts. And she's like, nah, okay, at that time I was seeing him. I was like, dude, I was seeing him at the same time. So it all happens that everything was kind of concurrent, because when he was seeing Penny, he was also seeing Tsibinki while he was seeing me.
Somebody ain't doing the math right.
That's 3 women. Okay? 3. Now Penny and I were friends. I can't lie and say, Tsibinki and I, we literally just got acquainted. But the thing is, I think our personalities are so similar that we just got along. So Tsibinki and I are now talking, and now we're laughing because we're just like, why are we involved in this? Now, why are we in it? You know what I mean? So while we're doing that, Mama Mkandlu calls me. And she calls me, and now Mama Mkandlu's story is actually like really sad, because now with hers is a lot deeper. It travels way deeper. She calls me, she asks me, hey dude, are you messing with Kenneth? And I'm like, nah. I can send you all the screenshots from like as far as a year, 2 years back, and there's not much, you know what I mean? But I can definitely tell you everything that you need to know, but everything that's happening here, because now she's also trying, and like we all like people who don't know each other. So I think with her it was a lot more scary, because she had dropped something very scary in the group chat before I left. She had said something that worried me a little bit, and it showed me how deep her relationship was with Kenneth. So with her, it stopped being funny because I could tell like she was angry. Like it was funny, but she was angry, you know? And to a certain degree, I was like, yo, I don't want to get so invested in this because it's none of my business. But also in the same breath, if someone is calling you and wants answers, you can't help but be there from Saadi, because I support a woman. Women over men, always, at any point, every time, forever. So she starts asking me questions, and I start telling her everything that I know. And I'm like, dude, she's like, how do you know him? I'm like, this guy, me, I know him like this. I met him like this. This is what happened, but it was in 2019. And she's like, okay, cool. Do you know the other ladies in the group? So now I fill her in, and I'm like, no, this other lady also dated him, but it was a long time ago. She's not with him anymore. This other lady, her and I just got acquainted, but she's really nice, and I don't think she's messing with him as well. But the only problem is that in that video that was sent to us, there was a certain element that kind of incriminated Tsibinki. Understand? But now Tsibinki is on some, it's really not that deep. Like they're mates. They were chilling. Yeah, so now I'm going to Mama Mkandlu, and I'm like, no. I don't think Tsibinki would lie about it, because there's no reason to lie. You're not her friend. So Tsibinki is actually telling you the truth, you know? So now she's angry. She's pissed. She's like, you know what, Sha, I'm gonna go confront him right now. We're like, no. So now we're all laughing, because like we're just like, no dude, I don't think it's necessary. But she starts dropping files. She drops files that, one, Kenneth has a child. A 4-year-old. A what-year-old? She's like, no dude, Kenneth and I have a child. I'm like, as in a baby, as in like one who walks, the one who makes the knick-knack stamp, as in a whole entire baby, a human being that came out of you and now goes mama and looks at Kenneth and goes baba. She's like, yes.
There's a lot going on here.
Me and him have a child together. And I'm like, she's like, we've got one, we've got another one on the way. Like, yeah, Now, you need to understand something. This was someone that I dated. So now, the fact that I didn't even know he had a child, and this child is like older than when I met him, for me was like the biggest like ball drop of the century. Right? So she's like, no, we actually have a child. The child is this many years old. The child is a toddler. The child is a toddler. The child could start grade 1 like a year or 2 from now. You know? And I'm like, wait, this person has never mentioned a child to me. Like at any point. Now she starts describing a version of Kenneth that I am not familiar with. And the thing about men is that you can never confirm them. So even if you say you're not familiar, you're probably familiar, but you're not familiar. She starts going off. She throws bombs on me. We have a child, we have this, we have this, we have this, and it was parents, this, that, fa. And I'm busy trying to convince her, like, dude, okay, my role in this is very minimal, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, my role here is super minimal. Like, if it were any other ex of mine, probably not Kenneth. Kenneth is the most ex of exes. Like, he got 2 story times out of the grace of God, but that was just because he was not that ex. You know what I mean? And then she's going off. She's sending me videos. She's sending me screenshots. And I'm just like, dog. So now, she's now calling Tsibinki. Because me and Tsibinki, I think out of everyone in that group, we were the ones who were very jovial about the situation. And everybody else was kind of just to themselves, very confused. I think a lot of the other ladies are also quite upset, because when I checked from how everybody else responded, nobody really said anything else except me and TB and Penny and the other one who said Mama Mkadlu. She was funny. She was so funny. I actually wanted to reach out to her, but I was just like, this is weird, you know? So it was her, it was me, and it was Tsibingi. And she starts dropping bombs, dog. The craziest bombs. And she's like, yo, dog. Like, the thing is, I can't drop a lot because it's also not my story to tell, but I want to tell it so bad. Woo, guys. Woo. Hey. All I'm going to tell you is that Mama Mkandlu wild the F out. Like, she wild. She wild. And she was like, ain't no way, boy. And she started telling us everything. She started saying, I know. So we had like a trio call. And I was obviously, Tsibinki and I were trying to be like voice of reason to say, no, dude, like, like, leave him. And like, she had his stuff at his place. Like, she was the girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Because now that she was telling us everything, we were just like, this is too deep for you to be one of the girls. Now we are trying to figure out, I think what angered everybody, well, not everybody, her particularly, and us on her behalf, is who is Ghost Lady? Who is Ghost Lady, who had access to Kenneth's phone, who could put a group of all of us in there, and who would put Tsibinki in there? Because Tsibinki, from everything we knew, like, she, as far as knowing his parents, as far as having a child with him, I don't know if Ghost Lady actually knew that information. She probably did. She probably did. But now, is Ghost Lady also someone who was with him for years? So now, the story is, Kenneth was honestly living a double life. He was like a secret agent. He was like a double agent. He literally had long-term relationships with like a good 4 people. 4! Now I'm not one of them, ne? Mara 4. Why it's a 4 year 4? Or just about to buy 4 for over 4 years each. How did he maintain all these 4 relationships? And the thing is, what scares me was his consistency with everyone. It was so scary, because when everyone started sharing their stories, because the thing is, you need to understand, with Penny, if you watch the previous story time, Penny's story was also quite similar in terms of intensity, but Penny had obviously picked up on the bullshit and she was out. But now, it was Penny, it was Betty. Tsibinki also had a long story to tell, and now it was Mama Omkand who has a child with him. So yeah, guys, this is an unfolding story. There are certain things I don't know if I can tell you because the story has been unfolding. It's been very heavy. Security's been involved. Like Abantu Bay complex have been involved. Like it's bad, guys. It's so bad. It's so bad, guys. But I'm like so invested because Ghost Lady dropped a bomb and left. And now we are trying to like detonate the bomb. Well, we're trying to make sure the bomb doesn't detonate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we're all just like, wait, what? She dropped the bomb and she left. And now the thing is, we have no idea who Ghost Lady is. We're just sitting here. We're all trying to make sense of it. We're all just like, what the fuck? And like, who are you? And now we all know each other. We're sister wives. You know what? I think I was actually meant to be in this team because I'm very loving when it comes to other women. Like, I'm so loving. You know, I really am. I've thought about it. Actually, I'm really loving. Like, I'm very understanding. Like, I don't have beef with any of the sides that my ex cheated on me with or things like that. Like, I don't believe in that stuff. Like, because at the end of the day, human beings are human beings. They will lie. Human beings work on survival. They work on instinct. A man is not going to sit here and make himself look bad and make his girlfriend look good. There's no such thing. So if you are sitting here and you're already blaming a woman that you don't even know over the man that you shared a bed with, it's weird. It doesn't make sense. And it would be illogical of you to do that if he can cheat on you and still make you think that the other woman is wrong. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Not to say, understand. No, but in the sense that when I look back on everything that's happened, I know for a fact that the wrong party in this instance was always the nigga that I was seeing. That's for all of y'all. Kenneth, Nathan, Drake, Jerome. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what's going on right now. The story is still developing as we speak, so I'm probably going to drop the story time. I might have a part 2, depending on if my mom kindly wants me to tell part 2 in detail as to what has been happening because police haven't been involved and stuff. But obviously because it's not my story to tell and I definitely would not want to get anybody in trouble. That's my life. Yeah. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse on social media. God just said, God just said, ooh. God just said, you're welcome. Like, I was just like, what? So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what's going on. This is part 1. It's still a developing story, and Naledi M Official is definitely, you know, recording the news on Naledi M Official page of, you know, the news. And that's pretty much what's happening, guys. When part 2 drops, if it drops, I want you guys to know that I'm innocent until proven guilty. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Exactly. And don't trust niggas from the East End because they not good guys. For real. But I guess he's definitely suffered. My mom kindly said, ain't not on my watch. And that's on black women. Okay, guys, I'm signing out. This is the end of the story time. I will tell you more when the story develops. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know if you want to hear part 2 of the story time. I will definitely keep you guys in the loop because it's happening right now as we speak. I am definitely in a group. The story is developing. We are trying to find out what the truth is. Eventually, when Kenneth decides that he's going to man up and tell us the whole story, he will. But until then, Kenneth has been ignoring me the whole day and he doesn't answer any of my calls. And the last conversation I heard from him is that he's at the police station. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. Anyway, guys, make sure to comment down below. This is the end of the story time. I'll see you guys on part 2 of the story time. Other than that, make sure to like my other videos, subscribe to the Fave Gang, and I will see you guys on my next insane story time.